Hey guys, Crazy here. I just wanted to go over season 4 real quick, show everybody what's going on with that, and all the cool stuff you can kind of do. So let's start off with the mines here. Do a little. I went through here real quick, and I'll show you guys the kind of how it starts. You go up here and you throw in one of these whenever you find them, and then you're gonna run through the mines and you get all sorts of crazy gear. So you see, mined areas required to reveal the boss. Shows you the monster level. Rare jewels can be obtained closer to the source of the veins in the El Dorado dungeon. So, once you jump into here, you're pretty much stuck. You're not going to really be getting out anytime soon. So, this is kind of the longer content of the game. Instead of just jumping in and doing a quick map, you have a long process here with when you're in the mines. But it's really fun. Goes really quickly. Each room is just a real quick room to go through, and the loot's amazing. So I'll show you some clips of that. And here's some of the new stuff. You got this mine car you're going into. It's gonna have a whole map that you can do. In fact, let's just show you. So enter one of these. Portal's been created. Once you're in here, you have to go through and complete all of these maps and everything here. You can pretty much do every single level, and then once you're done with everything, or even before then, you can do a boss, and the boss will drop different items. So it's going to drop these. Not even the boss, just the entire mine. It's going to be dropping all of these different jewels here. So let's show you a little bit of what the new content's like. All right. And once you get through the mines, you're going to get a grouping of jewels. So a lot of times you're just going to find these green ones, these red ones, and these blue ones. And as you see what they do, they all kind of, like the green ones here, got movement speed, minion damage. You find a lot of crit damage on them and whatnot. Blue ones, barrier, cold resist, little resist and whatnot for everything. And the red ones usually have a lot of maximized damage, strength, a little bit of block and whatnot, and you find a lot of HP ones. That's not all they can roll, but this seems to be kind of what the main thing is there. Next thing is you can get these white jewels, or you can get the black jewels and star jewels there. And that seems to be the quality. So you have normal jewels here. You have your white jewels, which seem to have the rare quality, and then your black and star ones are the higher quality. Now, on these white ones here, which work just kind of like how the black and the star ones do, you have really powerful abilities that can roll on them. Things that you usually wouldn't get, like on a lot of gear. And then you can also get stats from inside your tree. So these are actually abilities from in your tree. One, for instance, I can show you real quick is Bond. So there's an cut jewel, just 22% damage, 62 HP. And here's one I've actually finished. So as you can see, the damage and the HP thing is pretty significant once you actually make one. Now you can go over to the jewel processor here. This is how you're going to craft them. So let's say I wanted to get more of the minion critical damage here. You can go ahead and hit sculpt. And every time you sculpt, every time you hit sculpt over here on the right, you have a chance of it increasing or breaking, like this red did here. And you're just hoping to get as many blues as you can so that you're actually getting good successes. 23% minion critical damage. I could go something like that. So now that I confirmed that I want to do that, and you can do each line. So let's say you have 3 different things that you're interested in, but a couple of them like hit a whole bunch of failures and you really don't like the increase you got. You can decide to say, hey, I don't want to do these ones, and I just want to sculpt the one that got the good increase. All right, confirm sculpting. And then you select it. And now you have a sculpted jewel. 23% minion critical damage. And then when you're throwing this stuff inside of your gear, as you see like on a unique here, 14% more HP, pretty cool. Over here on the helmet, threw another HP jewel in there. Jewelry seems to get 1 to 2 sockets, whereas the rest of the gear just seems to get the 1 socket. So that's most of the new stuff for the season. As you see, they can be pretty powerful. So Zodiac, if we actually go to what Bond actually is, it's only 15% minion damage and 30 minion HP. But then when we actually go to a crafted Bond here, massive increase. So you can make some pretty powerful builds doing these kind of things. One thing with the jewels, especially the white ones, you might wonder, well, what if I get one I don't really like? Well, let's say you don't like what you see right here, right? I can go ahead and hit refine over here, and it'll actually refine this jewel, changing the abilities that are on here. You can only do it 25 times on this particular jewel, so you got 25 chances to try to get something that you think is pretty cool. If it's just not working out for you, you move on to the next jewel or try to refine something that you actually got at the end there. It's going to be kind of the big stuff for the jewels. As you've seen, some of the loot inside of the mine, very powerful. Lots of legendary upgrade essences, stuff like that. I've only done a couple of them so far, so we'll end up doing more here later. And then the very last thing I wanted to go over is a lot of people, and kind of the reason why I even made the video, was I wanted people to know about, hey, you might get a legendary piece of gear on the ground, right? And you might start using it, especially if it's a legendary unique. One thing I haven't seen a lot of people do, and I was inspecting a lot of people recently, was I haven't seen them use or throw a legendary unique into their actual crafting and even try to modify the quality of it, which you get one chance, or throw an essence on. You can actually throw essences on your gear. So like if you had like a legendary weapon here, see, I could try to get some more stats on the piece of gear. And a piece of gear I've actually done that with here is this helmet. Became a plant's sunrise crown. So once you find like a unique on the ground that's legendary, this is for crafting uniques. It's about as deep as the crafting uniques will go, but you might find a legendary unique. You might find a legendary unique that can get 2 legendary slots. Then you can go and actually throw a socket onto your piece of gear. And then you can go over here and you can throw a essence from one of these authorities. And you can try to get a stat on it too. So like in this case, if I click on this, I tried to get HP plus and I got stat instead. You can do that as many times as you want. A lot of people don't know that you can do that, so you can get some pretty big increases to your gear when you do something like that. Might be a big deal for a few people's builds, especially someone who's using a lot of legendary uniques. You'd be able to get a lot of stats on all of them. Things like your rings and whatnot, getting 7 to 37 lightning damage out of nowhere on a couple pieces of gear that you didn't know you could get it on, that could be detrimental for you, really be massive. So go ahead and do that if you're using a lot of legendary uniques. All right, and hopefully some of this crafting helped you guys. Just wanted to go over some crafting, and I wanted to go over the new season and kind of what was going on with the new season. So everybody have a great day.